eliminate them because it never said the triangle will be rotated.
True. It never said it would be rotated, although I think from my perspective, it looks like those two were not rotated. What happened in C and D? It wasn't a rotation, but something else.
It was a reflection across the x-axis.
Yeah. So they reflected it along the wrong axis.
Oh.
Okay. So then we get to our other two options, and we know that it's going 3 units to the right. So which one can I cross out because it went the wrong way?
A.
So A is out. B was correct. Good job if you got B. Do I have any questions?
A. No.
Cool. Okay, so today we're doing kind of the last part of this whole chapter. And actually, next week, we're going to be reviewing because on Wednesday of next week, you guys are going to have to take your very first tests.
Yay. Wait. No.
Say what?
Very first test of the year.
Is it about
when is that?
So far?
It's on Wednesday. We're going to review on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, you guys are going to take your tests.
Do you know how many questions?
It's very similar to last year's tests. So usually it's 2 parts, and each part has like 12 questions. So it'll be about 25 questions total, and you'll have 2 days to complete it. Make sense?
Yeah.
But don't worry, guys. This is my favorite test of the year because the first one for geometry usually has the best scores. So I think you guys will be just fine. Just got to make sure you study. All right, so here's our last topic of the day for this chapter. It's called corresponding parts of congruent figures. So we're going to be continuing to go over these congruent figures. And who can remind me, what does congruent mean? What's another word for congruent?
Identical.
Identical, exactly. So they're going to have the same lengths, same angles, everything matches up perfectly, and they're going to be identical. Now let's take a look. So I've got one definition for you guys today, and I would like you guys to write it down. So it's telling me that corresponding parts of congruent figures are congruent. Now, basically that means that if 2 figures are congruent, then the corresponding sides are congruent and the corresponding angles are congruent. It's kind of obvious. It's basically saying that anything on one triangle has to line up with something on the other triangle. And Janelle's, today's lesson's a little bit fast, so at the end, I'm gonna leave time for us to ask questions and talk about the possibility of going back to school. All right, so continue writing this down. I'll give you guys about 1 more minute. And while you guys are writing, can somebody say this congruence statement out loud? Like, how do I say that in words?
Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF.
Perfect. And now remember what I said last time. When you write a congruence statement, it's written in a very specific order. So if I write ABC, I'm telling you that ABC matches perfectly with DEF in that order. That means A has to match with A, or A has to match with D, B has to match with E,
and C has to match with F.
C has to match with F, exactly. You always have to write it in the order that it lines up. So now on my diagram here, I would like you guys to copy it down. So this can be like your first example, because we're going to label things a little bit. So just start writing it down. I'll give you guys time to catch up. But I'm going to start just by highlighting the corresponding parts. So what is the corresponding part to A?
D.
D. What's the corresponding part to B?
E.
E. And then the corresponding part for F, or for C, sorry,
F.
is F. Perfect. And since I know that these are congruent, since it told us that it's congruent, yeah, write the definition and then the example, you're going to copy down these two triangles. They don't have to look perfect, but we're going to copy them down. Since I know that these two triangles are congruent, I can now fill in what I don't know. So for example, I don't know the angle measurement for angle A, but since I know ABC is congruent to DEF, what can I fill in for angle A?
3.5 centimeters.
For
Because
the angle, for the angle. You're right about something else, but I'm talking about the angle measurement.
73.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
You're good. So I can fill in all of my unknowns. What about angle C?
65 degrees.
Careful, angle C. What does that match up with?
42 degrees.
There you go.
And B is 65
And
degrees.
B is 65 degrees. Now you were telling us something else, Tyrone. What were you actually filling in when I told you did it wrong?
The side of A and C.
Perfect.
And D and F.
Perfect. Line segment AC is 3.5 centimeters. And then over on my other triangle, I could fill in all of the other side lengths. So how much is side length DE?
It's 2.6 centimeters.
This one's 2.6. And then line segment EF?
3.7 centimeters.
3.7 centimeters. So we're going to see a few problems now where they're going to have you figure out the measurement of the missing angle or the measurement of the missing side using what we know about congruence. So do I have any questions so far on this?
No.
Cool. Does anybody still need a minute to write down?
Wait, yeah. Just like 5 seconds.
Okay, finish writing down.
All right, I'm done.
Anyone else still need a second? All right. So let's see an example. So we're going to calculate missing values. We actually just did this one. So you don't have to write anything down because we actually just did this problem. But I'm just reiterating that angle DE would match up with angle what? Or sorry, not angle, side length.
AB.
AB.
Tyrone, stop stealing my answers.
No, let me
He's
get
on
my
fire.
spotlight. I'm on fire.
So
I
know
need
this
water.
one.
Okay.
And then what about angle B?
Angle B is 42.
Look
Wait.
again.
65.
65. We just did that. That was just one more time, giving you guys that one more time. Now let's do a new problem. Okay. So for these types of problems today, you guys, I do want you to copy them down. However, you don't need to make them perfect, okay? So I know that these two triangles are supposed to be congruent, but when you copy them in your notebook, if you don't make them perfectly exactly the same, that's totally okay. Just make sure you're kind of copying down what matters is that you copy down the measurements. So I'm gonna give you guys like 30 seconds at the beginning of each slide to copy it down, but then we'll go through it together. All right, and as you're finishing to copy it down, what is the measurement of side length JH?
31 feet.
31 feet. Perfect. Now, Tyrone's on fire today, but let's hear from someone else. What is the measure?
Man.
What is the measure of angle D?
43.
43, precisely. We're just lining it up.
Bad.
Any questions so far? So far, it's pretty easy, right?
Yes.
Cool. It's like a
Fire.
game of match.
Yes.
It's a game of what?
Match, like when you match.
Memory match. Or
Memory
wait,
match.
not memory
Oh, I
match.
used to love those games.
I still do.
Alrighty. Now let's move on to a slightly more challenging problem. This is more like what it's going to look like on a test. Because y'all know,
Yes.
what do they love to add to geometry?
Wait,
Add-
Miss, can you go back real
Algebra.
quick?
Algebra. You want me to go
Dude.
back real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Finish
same.
copying the previous one.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm good.
Cool.
Same.
All right, so they love to add algebra. We already know this. But luckily, these types of problems, they're pretty simple to figure out once you know everything you need to know about congruence. So I know that quadrilateral GHJK is congruent to quadrilateral LMNP. I want to know what's the measure of side length LM. All right. What is side length LM congruent to on the other quadrilateral?
GH.
GH.
Yes, nobody
Well, I'm mad.
It's time.
How could you?
So I know that LM is congruent to GH. So what I can do is I can set up an equation that's going to put those two side lengths equal to each other so that you can solve for the variable x. So I know you guys are copying things down. I'm going to give you guys 1 full minute, because this one's a little bit longer, 1 full minute to copy everything down. And then we'll go solve it together.
Miss Lopez, how'd your interview go?
Thank you for asking. It went really, really well. It was really good. I was very nervous, but I think I did well.
Was it like
Wait,
Zoom?
what? I'm confused. I wasn't here last class.
Oh.
The reason I was absent yesterday is because
To go to Massachusetts?
all right, anyways, so here we are. On number 6, what can I set equal to each other? If I know these two side lengths are equal, what can I write?
I'm already on fire.
I need to set up an equation. So what can my equation be?
To find out the length
Mm-hmm.
GH.
I want to know the length of LM.
Oh, LM.
All you have to do, don't you have to? You can go, Perla.
Tyrone is probably gonna be right. I probably am not gonna be right. But I was gonna say maybe do 4x plus 3
Mm-hmm.
plus 6x minus 13.
Okay, and Tyrone, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Good
The
job, Perla.
exact same thing, precisely. So I take GH, I know GH is 4x plus 3, and I know LM is 6x minus 13, and I know that those two things are equal to each other because they're congruent. So I have a little equation here that I'm going to solve for x, and then I can find the value of x, and then from there I can figure out the length. So here we go. We're going to solve for x. What should I do on both sides?
Take away the 13.
Not yet. Always
Oh, wait.
remember, always get your variables to the same side. So which variable should I move?
6.
No, to the left.
Wait, the
That's 4.
4. I
The
forgot
4.
the to the left. To the left.
There you go. Alrighty. What's 6 minus 4?
2.
2. So I have 2x minus 13 equals 3. Solve for x. What do I do?
Add 13.
Add 13. What's 13 plus 3?
16.
16. So now I have 2x equals 16, which means x equals
8.
8. Is that my answer though?
No. You
No,
still
because
have work to do.
I need to know the whole length. So I know that LM is 6x minus 13. So what should I do?
Plug it in.
Good. Plug it in. So 6 times 8 minus 13. What does that give me?
35.
35. Do we agree?
Yes.
35 centimeters. Do I have any questions on how I set up that equation, how I solved that equation, or why I had to plug it in?
No.
Cool. All right, now let's do the similar thing for angle H. Where's angle H?
Angle H is right.
Right
Wait,
here.
I can't see my finger. Never
Wait.
mind.
Miss, so you did that to find the
Length.
length?
Yes, because number 6 was asking me what is the length of LM. And after doing all that, I figured out that it's 35 centimeters. Now we're looking for the measure of angle H. So what is the corresponding angle for angle H?
M.
M, exactly. So very similarly, now I can set up my equation. I know that angle H is congruent to angle M. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my measurements. For angle H, I have 9y plus 17. And I know that that's equal to 11y minus 1. So I want you guys, we did one together, I want you guys to solve this one on your own. Go ahead and get the value of y. And when you've got an answer, you can type it in the chat.
Miss, do you want us to find like the size of the angle? Or just
Start by just finding the value of y.
Oh, okay, and then we're done. We can. Like,
Mhm.
Okay.
It is not too much work, y'all. This is easy. Send me an answer.
Agreed.
Send me an answer when you got it.
Miss, that's just Eric. That's just Eric saying that. Nobody.
That's
Just
Eric
Eric.
being Eric. Just classic Eric.
Classic Eric. Okay, Janelle's has it right. Good job, Janelle's.
Do I have it right?
Unfortunately, no. Take it nice and slow. Try it one more time.
Okay.
Good, Perla, you got it. All right, as you guys are getting it, I'm also going to do it on my own. So what do I do first?
You minus 11.
What's 9 minus 11?
That would be
-2.
-2, good. Now what?
you have to add the 17. I mean
Add?
minus.
Minus.
Subtract.
Good. And what's -1 minus 17?
Negative 16 or
Careful. Negative
18.
18. So if that's what I have here, what do I get for my final answer?
Negative 18. Y
No,
equals negative.
I have negative 2y equals negative 18.
Oh,
+9.
Positive 9. Good. Because we're just dividing it by -2 on both sides. Okay. Now I need to find the actual measurement, so I need to plug it into my my expression. So I have 9 times 9 plus 17. What do I get?
$98.
I mean, it,
We literally talked at the same time.
I said
Good.
it first though.
98.
Unfortunately, that doesn't count.
It does count.
Tie.
Uh-huh. But yes, 98 degrees exactly. Any questions?
New.
Cool. All right, let's do another one. It's going to be very similar, but I want you guys to try this one on your own. So I'm going to put a full, because I know they're a little bit longer, these problems. So I'm going to put 7 minutes on my clock. So 7 minutes start now. When you have an answer, you can send it in the chat. Okay. So let's go over it. So for BC, side length BC, what is that corresponding on the other triangle?
VU.
VU. Okay, good. So, all right. What's the equation I'm going to set up?
6x plus 2
Mm-hmm. Then what?
and wait, no. 5x plus 7.
Good. Equals 5x
5x plus 7.
plus 7. And we solve. I'm not going to go through all of the steps of solving, but what do we get at the end? What did you guys get? X equals
5.
5. Good. Then you take that 5. What do you do with it?
You move it to the 3y plus 2.
Not the 3y plus 2. Careful.
Oh,
You're looking in the right place, but you looked at the wrong expression.
the 6x plus 2
Yeah.
again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You plug it back in. So 6 times 5 plus 2, what does that give me? What's my final answer?
32.
32 centimeters. Perfect. Similarly, on the other hand, what is the equation I'm going to set up? So I'm looking for angle U, and what's the corresponding angle on the other triangle?
B.
B. Good. So what equation can I set up?
3y plus 2
3y plus 2
and 4y minus 18.
equals 4y minus 18. And when you solve, what do we get for y? If you got the answer right, what did you get for y?
I got wait, I forgot. Wait, let me check. Oh, I got 20.
Good. You should get y equals,
It was right in front of me. I was like, where is it?
you get y equals 20, and then what do I do with that 20?
You plug it back in.
I plug it right back in. So 4 times 20 minus 18, do the math, what do you get?
62.
62. Good job. Degrees.
Yay.
All right, so that is that. Any questions on how to set up the equations and solve? This one's kind of like, this is one of my favorite things because I like algebra, as you
I
guys
really
know.
enjoyed this lesson as well.
Yeah, it's like a game of match. All right, so from here on out, I told you guys this is going to be a short class because I only have 4 more questions for you guys, and they're all test prep questions. So I'm going to do the poll. And starting off with question number 1. Who would like to read the question?
Me.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
triangle JKL is reflected across line A to form triangle MNO. Which one of these is true? Use the given triangles to answer the question.
Perfect. So here's a bunch of congruence statements. You have to pick the one with where all 3 congruence statements are correct. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock, but it should not take you that long because this one's a pretty easy question.
Easy.
Easy. It's just a lot of letters, but once you understand it, you should know the answer.
Yeah. All right, I've got 4 votes in out of 9.
Why the dot dot dot? Oh my god.
3 minutes left. 5 people have voted. I'm still waiting on 4. Jalen, that's a very sad statement. That tells me that you're not a winner.
You said the exact same thing in Miss Noel's class. Stop saying that.
That's really sad. You know, if you don't care about your grades, then quit school.
I mean, it's whatever. Your
It's
grades
whatever.
did a good job.
Don't aim for anything high in your life. Just be a loser. Be a quitter.
You won't be able to get
Whatever.
good stuff with trash grades, and your life will be very boring and sad.
Pretty much.
You
Okay,
probably won't
7
be-
people have voted. 7 people have voted. Where's my last 2 people? Guys, let's go. Answer the question. I'm waiting on 2. I know for a fact who has voted and who has not. And y'all want that participation grade. Okay. Voting ends in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Here are the results. So B is the winner. Let's check B. So I need to check all of these statements. It's telling me 3 things. I need to check that they're true. First, it's telling me that JK is congruent to MN.
Yes,
Is that
that's
correct?
true. Yes.
Okay, so check. Then it's telling me that JL is congruent to OM.
Yes, that is correct.
JL congruent to OM. Okay. And then finally, it's telling me that angle J is congruent to angle N.
No,
Is that correct?
no,
Why not?
because they're like in different places. It was
Okay, so
supposed
instead of angle N, what should it be?
angle K.
Okay, so you're saying K corresponds to N, and what does L correspond to?
Oh,
O. Exactly, because it flipped over that reflection line. So they tell you that. They told you that it got reflected. So you always have to think about what's going to line up with what. And in answer choice B, it turns out that this final statement is actually incorrect. So answer choice B is not correct, you guys. There were also 2 votes for answer choice C. So let's check that one. So it's telling me that JK is congruent to NO.
No, that's automatically incorrect because it's equivalent to MN. It was
Right.
D. I was
How,
right.
how could these two possibly be congruent?
They're
That doesn't
not.
make any sense. They don't even look right. So I automatically know this one's wrong.
And KL isn't even close to MN, so it's already wrong.
Now let's look at the last one, just to double check. JK and MN, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. KL and NO.
Yes.
Okay. And what about angle K and angle N?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Answer choice D has it.
Yay.
So it's very important to check all three, you guys. This was not a hard question. This is just a game of matching. It's just a game of match. So you have to make sure that you're reading it carefully. I know there were a lot of incorrect answers, so I want to make sure we understand. Is there somebody who has a question? You might not be the only one with that same question, and I want to make sure I explain everything thoroughly.
I don't think so.
If you got it wrong, would you be willing to share why you got it wrong with the class? Okay. Y'all, learning, you can't learn if you don't make mistakes. So it's okay that you're making mistakes. I just want to make sure I'm teaching correctly. So if you don't want to speak up, if you don't want to admit your mistakes, then you're not going to learn. So just be aware of that. All right, here's another one. I'm going to go ahead and relaunch the poll. Same idea, 5 minutes on the clock, though it should not take you that long.
OCD. Wow.
All right, go ahead. Put your answers in when you're ready. I have 4 votes in. I have 5 votes in. Alejandra, did you vote? Okay, go ahead and vote. 6. I'm missing 3 people.
I hope I'm right. I think I'm right.
Okay, I'm just missing 2 more. Take the next 10 seconds because I'm going to close the poll in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. Give me a guess if you got a guess. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Thank you guys. Everybody got it in. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happened. So answer choice C was the winner. Let's see. So answer choice C says 1 and 3. So we got to check each and every one. Starting with option 1. Option 1 says OC is congruent to JA. And what do I
Yes.
look for? How do I know that
That's
they're
look
congruent?
because you have to see if they're matching in the order that they were placed in.
Perfect. So I see OC and JA. And since they're in the correct order, I know that this is in fact correct. Okay. Then just to make sure, I'm going to check option 2. Option 2 says OD is congruent to AL. So let's take a
No.
look at what that looks like. So OD would be the 2 outer letters, and AL, are those placed in the same place in the congruent
No.
statement?
It should have been OD and JL. I
Right.
mean, yeah,
Yeah, you're
J,
right.
not
Right.
A.
So exactly. So since they're not corresponding in the congruent statement, we know that these are not congruent. So I can get rid of answer choice B. Then I'm going to check answer choice or option 3. Option 3 is saying COD. So what's kind of different about this one?
It's not in like 1, 2, 3. It's more like one. It's like not in the number order. It's like
Right.
the letters are in different places.
Right. But we're still going to check because this is still possible. Because what's going to happen is it's telling me C corresponds to
J. I mean
A.
A.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, then it goes to O. It's saying O corresponds to
J.
J. Is that correct?
Yes. And
Yes.
D corresponds to L.
And D corresponds to L. So that congruent statement is
Correct.
correct.
Even though it's reversed, it's still correct because they're all in the same order.
Exactly. So I know I can cross out A. So now I really just have to check the last one, and I need to decide if option 4 is also correct. So let's take a look. So it's telling me angle DCO, so it kind of goes backwards, DCO, congruent to JAL. That one's going forwards.
No. They're reversed of each other. One is going one way and the other is going the other way, so it's incorrect.
Okay, so here's where it's kind of tricky. This one was, I'm not gonna lie, this one was a bit of a trick question. This answer choice is actually correct.
What?
And nobody voted for it, so I'm definitely gonna explain this. Let me show you why this is correct. What you could do, and you didn't have to do this, but something you could do just to kind of visualize things better, is you could just draw 2 triangles.
Oh, I see why it's correct now. Oh, okay.
You can kind of just give yourself an example, right? And if this is O, C, D, then I'm going to make this J, A, L.
L.
And I can use this, even though it doesn't tell me any measurements, it's not really giving me any actual numbers, I can still use these triangles just to visualize each option. So option 4 is saying DCO. So that's DCO, this angle right here. It's asking whether that's congruent to JAL. We want to know if those two are congruent. And the thing is, we can, I'm going to highlight everything that's corresponding. So I know O corresponds to what?
Yeah, wait. J.
J. What does A correspond to?
D. And C corresponds to L.
And D corresponds to L.
Oh, D corresponds to
Okay. So even though I have these triangles in different, they're not perfectly, drawn or anything like that. What do you think? Do those two actually correspond?
Yes.
They do. They definitely do. So even though they wrote them one going forwards and one going the other way, those two angles are still corresponding angles. So they're still going to be corresponding even though they wrote them kind of in opposite directions. Did I make myself clear, or would anyone like a better explanation?
Yeah, I understand it. At first, I didn't think it was 4. I
Mhm.
didn't think it was 4 because like they were going like the opposite way. But then, if I had looked at the triangle properly, I would have seen that it was. So I understand how it's correct.
Good. Visualizing really, really helps. Would anyone else like me to explain it a little bit better? Because nobody got it right. So all of you got it wrong. That means we're all in the
Emily
same boat.
said me.
Okay, Emily would like a better explanation? Okay, let me make a better drawing here. Because this drawing is okay, but I can do better.
Would you say that that's like a rotation? That's why it's correct?
What I did there was a rotation, yeah. But I'm just gonna make them the same. I'm not gonna rotate them. I'm literally just gonna make 2 triangles. Pretend they're better. I'm trying to draw it as best as I can, but
Okay,
just
I can
pretend
see the similarities.
this one is just like a translation. Like I didn't rotate it. Just to have everything in the same orientation. So I have triangle OCD and triangle JAL. So O, C, and D. I'm going to match everything up, right? So the O has to match up with,
The O has to match up with the J, the C has to match up with the A, and the D has to match up with the L.
exactly. And I'm going to color code everything to make it even more clear. So O goes with J, C goes with A,
And D goes with L.
and D goes with L. Okay. Then statement 4 is claiming that angle DCO, so let me also highlight this, DCO is congruent to angle JAL. So I'm going to highlight those 2 angles. Angle DCO is this angle right here, and angle JAL is that angle right there. Are those congruent? Is that true?
Oh yeah, because the first one started at the D, but it still made the triangle form, and
Mm-hmm.
the other one started at the J, but they still made the same shape. So they
Exactly.
are
So
congruent.
even though the way they were written was backwards, like in the statement, this goes DCO, so it's kind of like number 1, number 2, number 3. And the other one, they put J first, so they kind of did it backwards. They did 1, 2, 3 in that direction. But it's still talking about the same angle. Even though they wrote them backwards, it's still talking about that angle. So at the end of the day, even though it might not look on paper like they're congruent, once you actually draw it out, you notice that they are. Because remember that when you write an angle, you can write it in one. So I could write angle DCO, but I could also write angle OCD.
So basically, it doesn't matter how the letters are placed, as long as they're in the same order.
As long as the center is the vertex. So C was in the middle because that's the vertex. And A is in the middle because that's the vertex. But just like I could write OCD, for here I could write LAJ. I could write it backwards, but A is still in the middle.
Oh, okay, I get it. Thank you, miss.
You're welcome. Does that make more sense for everyone else? Cool. All right, let's do another. Here's one where you're going to need a little bit more math, but this one, you guys already know how to do this. It's not as tricky. So let me go ahead and put the poll up. And there you go. Go ahead, take 5 minutes, put your answer when you're done.
Miss, this time can you see our names with the answers?
Right now, I still have it set anonymous.
Okay. But you can set it to where you can't see our answers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh
just being
no.
nice today. I have 4 answers in, 5 answers in. Okay, I'm waiting on 3 more. Waiting on 3 more, and there's about a minute left. Perfect. Everyone has voted. And here we go. So answer choice C was the winner. Let's see if that is correct. So C. So what do I have to do first? Let's go run through it real quick.
2x plus 10 is equal to 3x plus 1.
Perfect. We're going to set them equal to each other. And I'm going to quickly solve. So if I subtract 3x from both sides, I have negative 1x.
Plus 10 equals 1.
Now I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And what's 1 minus 10?
1 minus 10 is 9.
Negative 9.
Negative 9. My bad.
So I know x equals 9. Is that my answer?
No.
No, because what
So
do I have
plug
to
it
do
back
now?
in.
Perfect. So we're going to plug it back in. Does it matter which one you plug it into, by the way?
No, because they're congruent.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to plug it into this equation or this expression. So 3 times 9 plus 1, what does that give me? 28. Yeah, 3 times 9 is 27 plus 1, 28. So answer choice C was correct. Nice job.
Yay.
Very
At
nice
least
job.
one person picked A, one person picked B, one person picked D, and the rest.
Yeah. So I think it's important to notice why they gave you those options. So why did they give you answer choice A?
I
Just in case
answered.
you forgot to plug back in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To
'cause
trick you.
Yeah, to trick you because you got 9 and then you're like, oh, perfect, I got the answer. And then it's like, no, you actually don't.
Because you
So
forgot to plug it back in.
yeah. How do you guys think somebody might have gotten 11?
Maybe they added the 1x plus 10.
Yeah, they added 1 plus 10 and they got 11 instead of subtracting to get negative 9.
They
So,
still didn't plug it back
and
in.
then they didn't plug it back in. How about 34?
Maybe, okay, I don't know this one.
Anyone? Say
Did
you
they
got, you go.
did they like plug in 11 and then plug it back in and then
Yep.
yay.
Yeah, so if you got 11 and then plugged it back in, you would have gotten 34. And that would have been wrong. So nice job. See, sometimes it's good to see like how are they trying to trick you, you know?
Big brain.
Big brain, nice job. All right, last one. Similar idea, last one. I know there's 10 minutes left, so 5 minutes on this problem and then we'll close out. I have 2 votes in so far. Good, I got 4 votes. Six votes. Finish it off. So we have enough time to go over it. Seven votes are in, and the last 2 people, give me your best guess in the next 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so this one was definitely a lot trickier, guys. I said it was very similar, but there was kind of an added step. So answer choice A is the winner. Let's check if it's correct. What am I supposed to do? You guys tell me.
You're supposed to find the perimeter, and you find the perimeter by adding each side.
Perfect. So I'm missing a couple of key parts of the information. I need to find the perimeter of K, L, M, and I know one of them for sure. I know 8.
And you know 15. And if you add them together, you already get 23. So your base is 23. You just need to figure out the other side.
Good. So you already know this one's 15. How do I already know that one's 15?
Because of the other triangle. Because
Yeah.
of triangle NOT.
Perfect. They're congruent. So then, in order to find my missing side, I need to do what?
You have
Find
to
Find x, exactly. So I'm going to make my equation. 2x minus 9 equals x plus 5. Here we go, let's solve. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. And I get, oh wait, sorry. I get 1x, or I'm just going to write x. So x minus 9 equals 5. And then I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So I get x equals 14.
14, and then you plug it back in.
Now you have to plug it back in because that's not the measurement. I need to plug that back in to the expression. So 2x minus 9, oops, 2 times 14 minus 9, what does that give me?
I want to do it. Nobody take my answer, please. 19.
Do we agree?
Yes.
19, exactly.
Okay.
So I know that KL measures 19 units. So here's a 19. Now I can find my perimeter because my perimeter is going to be all of those sides added together. So 15 plus 19 plus 8. And what do I get when I add all of those up?
42.
42.
Yay.
So
Only
only one person got it correct. And that was my answer. If you got something else, where did you go wrong? A was
27, I believe, was. Oh, wait.
I got it wrong because I didn't plug in the 14.
so what did you put answer choice C?
Yeah, I did 14 plus 15 plus 8. I keep forgetting to plug in.
So she didn't plug in the 14. That was the biggest tricky one. So C was the trick answer. This is where they try to get you. Anyone who got 27 want to explain what they got wrong?
I don't know how you got 27. I honestly don't. Can somebody tell me, please?
Miss, I'm not gonna lie, I almost put that, but then I realized, and then I put the right answer.
Nice.
So I was close to messing up.
Nice job. Nice job. So you almost put 27? Or what did
Yes.
you almost put?
I almost put 27.
So how did you get 27 to begin with? Because that's what I'm curious about. Like, I don't know how people got 27.
Wait, let me see, hold on. Let me see, 9. Oh, I didn't add, like, if you don't add the 15.
Oh, so 15 plus 19.
No, the other
No,
way.
but
19
that's,
plus 8.
oh, 19 plus 8. I see what you mean.
Yeah, because I didn't see the 15 at first, but then I
Mhm.
saw it, and then I chose
That makes
the right answer.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. So if you did 19 plus 8, you would have gotten 27. But all right, well, that was that. Those are all of the questions I had for you guys. So here, listen up, because this is a little different. So tomorrow, you guys know there are no classes. Okay, it's a teacher planning day, so we're not going to be available to give you guys any instruction. However, I am putting an assignment up that's due tomorrow at midnight. So you have all of today and you have all day tomorrow because you don't have any classes. So hopefully you can figure out a time to get it done.
Is it Khan Academy?
That's the difference. So it's not on Khan Academy because Khan Academy didn't have any problems like the ones we did today. So I put it on Teams instead. So if you look on Teams, you'll see it. It'll come up. I'll post it right after class. And it's a homework assignment. It might look like a quiz, but it's a homework assignment, and it is being graded as a homework assignment, okay? Any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Homework due tomorrow at midnight. I will see you guys again on Monday virtually. Do not try to come to the school.
Miss, do we go back on Friday?
Bye.
Next Friday is the day you would go back. Next Friday. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, Miss Lopez. Bye, everyone.
Have a good day. Nice job today, Tyrone.